Okay, everybody, we are back with InstaSpeedathon 2021, of course, and now we're gonna head over for Megaman Xtreme 2 by kPoisson. First and foremost, though, we do have a new donation. We have a £10 donation by who is it? Let me have a look. The name is Maggie. I'm only going to say Maggie because it's a little bit questionable after that. But Maggie, and they have donated £10 without a comment, but it does go towards the Pick a Skin poll, which is for Arkham Knight any percent, which I think is either tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow, that one, isn't it? No, it's on Sunday. So that's for Sunday's Arkham Knight run, and that's £10 going towards Pick a Skin, and they've chosen the skin 1989. So thank you very much for the £10 donation there. Very much appreciated. As always, it all goes to a great cause as well. So please do donate if you can, because it goes all to a fantastic charity. So next up, of course, we've got Megaman 2 Xtreme. I will change the titles in just a moment on Twitch for you guys, so don't worry too much about that. I'm really slow at doing that. I do apologize, but we're going to go over to Megaman 2 Xtreme by kPoisson, and we're going to have a very fun run, I'm assuming. So let's head over to him now. And we're clear.
Alright. Hey everyone, I'm kPoisson. I'm going to be running Megaman Xtreme 2, Xtreme 100%. This Xtreme 100% is basically the entire game, because when you first play this game, you only have access to X mission and Zero mission, which is basically just half the game. They wanted to increase the longevity of this game, the replayability, by splitting the two games apart. So I'll give a countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so canonically this game takes place between 3 and 4, which is why you see Iris here. This is basically her first time working with the Maverick Hunters. This is basically her internship and why she shows up. So the basic premise of this story is, all the Mavericks that the Maverick Hunters have defeated in the past are coming back, and they have no idea why. Okay, so in Extreme mode, we can actually switch between X and Zero. However, for the intro stage, we stick with X, mainly because on the intro boss, when you attack him with Zero, he actually gains invincibility frames and causes a lot of hit stun and lag. But with X, his lemons actually don't cause any invincibility frames or lag. So he's the faster option. And there you go, that's it. Fast and easy. Alright, so the best part of this game is that we have long cutscenes, long unskippable cutscenes, which you're going to see the longest one here. We'll be introduced to the main antagonists of this game, Gareth and Bracana. Gareth here is what is known as a Soul Reaper. He goes around taking the souls of Reploids, which, makes a lot of sense. Robots have souls. Basically, they're taking the souls of robots and turning them into like weapons and bringing back old Mavericks, and we need to stop them. That's the entire premise of the story. And it's canon because if you play Mega Man X6, they actually refer back to this game called the Erasure Incident. Alright, so the first boss we're going to be going to is Wire Sponge. but you'll see that I'm going to the parts store first to buy Saber +1. In this game, we use DNA cells that we pick up from enemies to build parts. And the reason why we buy Saber +1 is because it makes Zero stronger. Also, Zero's jump slash does 3 damage to bosses, so with Saber +1 it'll do 4. And all bosses in this game have 32 HP, so with Saber +1, all Zero has to do is jump slash a boss 8 times to kill them. Which is very useful for Wire Sponge, because if you've played Megaman X2, you'll know he has a Desperation attack where he gains invincibility frames and you can't actually hurt him. The way we bypass that in this game is we hit him 5 times, which, you know, once we hit him a 6th time, he'll go into his Desperation attack, but once we hit him 5 times, we wait for a long animation attack, and then we hit him the final 3 times. And yeah, Sponge will be the only time you see me do something like that, because once we get to Rhino, the next boss, I'll be picking up Zero's arm capsule, which changes how I fight every single boss in this game. And basically every boss becomes a joke. Also, something you'll notice compared to other Mega Man games is this game has no glitches, at least none that we've found that's usable in this game. So almost everything here is just execution based. Oh, this is scary now. Please go up. Nope. Yeah, so in a run, this would have been over. But basically, that's the pattern I would want. I would want him to stay on the ground for the first 5 hits and then go up to the ceiling for the last 3. Because if I hit him any more times when he was on the ground, he would have gone into his Desperation attack. Okay. Now, next up, we're going for Tunnel Rhino, but we're going back to the shop to buy Energy Saber. Reason why I buy this is because I talked about the arm capsule that I'm going to be picking up in Tunnel Rhino. That arm capsule gives Zero access to his Giga attack, Zero Final, which does 10 hits of damage on bosses, which is very good. However, it takes up about 2/3 of your weapon energy, so you can normally only use it once, but with Energy Saber, you can actually use Zero Final twice, which means I can do 20 damage to a boss right off the bat. So with that and the 4 damage I can do with Zero's Jump Slash, every boss fight from now on is just going to be 2 Zero Finals and 3 Zero Jump Slashes. Okay, here we go. Oh, so in order to get this arm capsule, normally you would have to use Wire Sponge's Thunder attack. However, this attack is actually RNG. Like you're seeing right now, I messed it up. So normally you'll have to wait for that Thunder to RNG its way across the screen to hit those blocks. However, if you do it right, if you select the Chain Lightning attack and you Jump Slash right as soon as I think it's like the first or second frame you come back into screen, your Saber will actually take on the properties of the Chain Lightning and immediately break those blocks. And so you don't have to wait for the lightnings to go through all the entire screen to break those blocks. So the rest of the stage, we're just going to see these lava. They're not insta-kill mechanics, so they're not very scary. But they do slow down your run quite a bit because it causes a lot of lag. Right, so we'll see how I fight this boss. 1-0 final. Gonna hit him 3 times. Oof, okay. And there we go. And easy. Most of the bosses from now on are going to be defeated this way. There are a couple bosses I will be killing with X because I need X's specific weapon. Because the way this game works is only the character that kills the boss gets the weapon. So if you wanted, Tunnel Rhino's, drill weapon on X, I would have to kill him with X and not 0. Oh wait, I don't need to go back here, but... Catfish. That was a brain fart. Forgot where I was in the run. But next up is Volt Catfish. This boss is very hard on casuals because of water physics. No one likes water physics, and especially so in this game because it works against you all the time. And for a Game Boy Color game where the controls aren't as, responsive as the mainline games, it's quite a problem. There we go. Alright, so we are getting X's boot armor upgrades, which will now make him as mobile as 0. Because 0 starts off with an air dash in this game, and X doesn't. Which makes 0 the best candidate to do most of these stages. But with X getting his boots now, I can actually use him if I want to. Which I'll be doing for the rest of this stage. Oh my god. That is weird. Well, that is very embarrassing. I don't actually... I don't usually fail that. That's one of the easier tricks in the game, where you do a couple of short dashes to get past the water, but I got stuck. Now the water here is actually electrified, so if I touch it I'll instantly die, so I need to wait for it to pass through. I'll also be taking a damage boost strat here, because if I'm just a little slow I'll actually get hit by the water. But if I get hit by the crab there, the water won't actually kill us. Oh no, he's doing... All of these bosses are doing their worst patterns for me. This is great. So, the pattern I would want on Catfish there is having just jump around. But when he goes to the side like that, he actually drags you towards him. And it's actually sort of hard to hit him when he's doing that. Up next is Blast Hornet. So, the route in this game used to have Blast Hornet last, and the reason why I had him last was because in the middle of the stage, we'll have a mid-boss, which none of the other stages have. And the reason why I always put it last was because that mid-boss is actually just pure RNG. There's no way of manipulating that RNG from what I found. So I decided, you know what, let's put that last, so, if I do get a bad RNG, if it's later, I'll be forced to finish the run rather than having to continually reset. But putting him fourth, the reason why we do him fourth now is because there's actually no reason why to leave it for last. There's no reason. And we also get Zero's body armor earlier, which means I can do a lot of the damage strats that I do later in the run a lot safer. Because, you know, Zero won't be taking as much damage. So, and it turns out you can play Blast Hornet in any order after the third stage, because there's nothing in this stage that requires him to be done, you know, in any specific order. He can be put anywhere after Volt Catfish. So this is the Rng Mini Boss that I'm talking about. These buttons will light up, and it's RNG on which ones will light up. So this can take forever if you get a really bad pattern. And you'll always lose time there. Like, unless you get the best pattern where both lights light up on the same side on your side, you'll lose time. Okay, easy peasy. Now we are going to Overdrive Ostrich. This stage is where I'm going to be doing most of my damage strats. The reason why I do damage strats here is because half of the stage is an auto-scroller, and the only way to speed up an auto-scroller is to do damage boost strats on the non-side-scroller parts. As you'll see, there's nothing I can do to speed up this part. Even if I push myself all the way to the edge, it won't actually do anything. It's set at a set speed. So here we are, we're going to be starting up the damage boost strats. Without my armor, I'll be taking quite a bit more damage here. But since I went Hornet, I'll be very safe. Oh, I didn't get hit by that enemy correctly, so I can't actually damage boost through that last part. But yeah, without the body armor, I would be sitting around half HP right now. I forget what armor part Zero gets from this one. Possibly his head part. Well, it doesn't matter, I have all his parts now. So, Zero getting all of his armor doesn't change him like it will for X. No, the only main part that we need for Zero is his head parts and his arm parts. Arm parts because you get access to Zero Final, and his head part because you'll need it in order to get X's arm parts in Flame Mammoth stage. Oof. Okay. That was a little scary. I got stuck there. Alright, so Ostrich. This fight can get a little annoying if he decides to jump off screen, because like you're seeing him do right now, he'll run off into the back of this back of the screen where you can't actually hit him. Okay, this is a good pattern. Nice. He won't actually run off. So yeah, that is basically his best pattern. His worst pattern is when he jumps and he jumps off screen and you can't actually hit him, and you have to wait for him to run in the background and then come back into screen. Oh, I got fast text. So fast text there is where we don't know how it works, but basically you'll be able to get through the weapon get screen incredibly fast. It happens randomly, we're not sure why that works. But if you do get it, it's a pretty big time save, because normally that weapon get screen is very slow. Something you might have noticed right now, if you've played the Megaman X games, the music for Flame Mammoth is kind of weird. This is actually Launch Octopus's stage music. For some reason, in the Japanese version of this game, they switched Flame Mammoth and Launch Octopus's music. We don't know why. The international version is fixed, so the JP is the only version where this happens. Want to be careful not to hit those because those are insta-kill. Most of the X1 stages that you'll see are just basic recreations. For X2 and X3 stages, they're different. I don't know why. It might be because of the verticality of the X2 and X3 games compared to the horizontal gameplay for most of X1. But X1 is the only... The X1 bosses are the only ones in this game that have, you know, the same recreations. Oh boy. That last Zero Final didn't actually hit. Well, that's fine. But yeah, Flame Mammoth's the first boss we kill as X because we need Flame Mammoth's weapon in order to get his armor capsule in Neon Tiger. Got another fast text. But yeah, unfortunately Zero's Flame Mammoth weapon can't actually break the wooden block that hides X's armor in this stage, so we need to kill Flame Mammoth as X. And we'll also be killing Neon Tiger as X because Rayclaw, while it's not Launch Octopus's weakness in this game, if you played X1, you'll know that Boomerang Cutter actually, you know, destroys his tentacles. Rayclaw in this game will also break his tentacles, and it turns Launch Octopus into a very easy boss. If you've been watching, you'll notice like all the bosses are pretty much a joke. With Rayclaw, Launch Octopus becomes the biggest joke of this game because he'll never attack you. And you'll see why once we get to his stage. Okay, the reason why I'm jumping here quite a lot is to despawn all of the enemies that would have spawned here. If you have just gone through normally in that section, you know, bunch of those helicopters would have popped out and you would just get hit nonstop. But if you jump, you actually despawn all of them. Okay, he didn't want to get hit. Alright, time for the final Maverick. Just launch Octopus. So, you heard me talk about Catfish having, you know, having bad water physics. Well, if you played X1, you'll know Launch Octopus' stage is completely underwater. Which is very fun. So basically throughout this entire map, you'll just see me either dash jumping or just mashing dash on the ground. because that is the fastest way to move. Okay. Right. So now we are going to be fighting the Uroboros. The fastest way to kill these guys is to just spam your buster. Literally just stand on their back and kill them. Easy. And we will finally be getting X's final armor piece. An interesting mechanic with X's armor in this game is when he's unarmored, you can actually equip 4 items on him. However, once you get his armor, that's reduced to 2, and we don't know why. We don't know the reasoning behind it, because once Zero can equip 3 parts, but you know, once he gets his full armor, he can still equip 3. X is the only one where he sort of gets shafted when he gets all his armor pieces, which is very interesting. So you'll see me throughout this run switch the parts that I'm using for X in the later parts of this run, because I can't have all the parts I need on him equipped. Alright, so now you'll see why I'm using Ray Claw on Launch Octopus, even though it's not his weakness. Yeah, so Ray Claw puts Launch Octopus in a stun lock animation, and you can just wail on him without him doing anything. And that is the only reason why we kill Neon Tiger as X. Because if this, you know, if this fight had to be easier than it had to be, we would make it easier. Now we are on the fortress stages. It's not much gonna go on in these stages except just going fast. None of these stages really have big skips that I do. Ooh, nice. Got enough height in order to get that ladder grab. So the boss of this stage is going to be Delgarder, the boss, the dog boss from X1. Normally he's a very annoying boss because in any other category you would have less health, you know, less weapons to use against him. And he does a lot of damage. Just touching the dog will do a ton of damage, and one of his attacks, even with armor, will do about 1/4 of your health. And the reason why he's so annoying is he sits very low on the ground. So the only way to effectively hit him with Zero is to use Zero Final or use a Tunnel Rhino's Drill Crush attack. However, to use Drill Crush, you need to get close to the boss, and getting close to the boss means you're going to get hit. Okay. Now for the next boss, is another original creation for this game, known as Esos and Sowillo, or better known as the Sphinx Tanks. Okay, what I just did there is I skipped that entire platform section because riding the platform is slow. So instead of riding platforms, I just do damage boost strats on the bats to get through that entire section. Alright, so going back to the boss of this, the Sphinx Tanks. Normally, the way you want to fight him is you want to hit their heads, and then once they get too close to you, you just want to just hit their tank part that can actually be damaged, which will force the boss back. But the way I fight this boss turns them into a joke, basically, because normally the normal way of fighting it is the wrong way to fight him, in my opinion. You'll see how I fight him, but basically you'll just be damage boosting through this boss too. Fighting him as zero is brain dead, but oh boy, I completely messed that up. Ish. Basically what I'm doing right now is how you'd be fighting it normally. Oh man. But yeah, fighting this boss as X is sort of different, because instead of fighting him in front of the boss, you can actually go behind this boss, because the boss has no hitbox in the back. Which means as X, you can just shoot the boss from behind him. But you have to be careful, because if you don't kill him fast enough, the boss will kill you when he starts moving back. So I've picked up a couple more parts in the part shop. Buster +1, +2, Ultimate Buster, and Zero Saber +2. This is all the parts we need to beat the game. Alright, so an interesting part of this, you can actually switch between X and Zero before you get to this cutscene, and whoever you enter that cutscene with is the boss you'll be fighting. We opt to go for Berkana, mainly because there's a secret capsule in our stage. But if that secret capsule wasn't there, we would still go Berkana, because Gareth in this game is a meme. I am the only one who actually runs the Zero categories somewhat not as a joke. Tempest also ran a couple of the categories. I don't know if he wants to take that category seriously or not, but the reason why it's a joke is because the Gareth fight is complete RNG. There is no way to manipulate him. And if that boss fight can be as fast as 10 seconds or as long as a minute, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Is now a good time for a donation? Tempest Max has put in the chat,
yeah.
Just asking.
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. Right, we have a £5 donation from Tempest Mask 1000. There you go. And this is like a typical GDQ donation comment. It's like, hey, InstaSpeedathon 2021. First time watcher, runner, and donor here to contribute to the cause. And my guy, Poison, as Megaman Xtreme 2 is my debut speed game. I'm proud to represent this hidden gem turning 20 in July. Sorry that I couldn't help commentate, but no doubt you're killing it anyway. And it goes toward the poll option of pick the character of Shovel Knight Showcase. It goes towards Shield Knight, and it goes towards the secret credits in the Dr. Mario Online RX Classic 0 to 24, which is actually, I think it's the last run or the second to last run of the marathon today. So those are the incentives it goes towards. So thank you very much, Tempest Max, for the donations there. And don't forget, anybody, if you would like to donate, there is a link down in the panels below. If you click on the EveryoneCan logo, it will take you to the Tiltify page, and I'll also post it in the chat for you momentarily. So yeah, please do go and donate, because it goes to a fantastic cause. One other thing as well, we're 6 followers away from 100 followers on the InstaSpeedathon Twitch channel. So if you are watching and you haven't followed, please do consider it, because it really does help out a lot. So if you can follow them, please do so. We're nearly at there. We're nearly at 100 followers. and I really would like us to get there, especially during this one. So let's get there.
Alright, so as it turns out, Gareth and Bracana aren't the main antagonist. Oh my god, it's Sigma. Yeah, who knew, right? So, you know, we're going to be doing our typical boss rush stages and then beat Sigma again. Alright, so unfortunately, unlike how I fought these bosses earlier using Zero Final, I actually can't use Zero Final as much as I want here because, you know, I don't get weapon energy refills. So I actually have to do a lot of damage boost stress on these bosses in order to kill them. But this is also why I pick up Zero Saber plus 2, because not only does my Zero Saber do more damage now, you know, it makes the fights a lot easier because I only have to hit them about 6 to 7 times in order to kill them. And that's fast enough to kill them before they do any of their weird, devastating combos. So yeah, they're still a joke. And if I need any health... Okay. If I need any health, I can just pick these up. And do these fights same way. So the way I'm fighting them is how I would be fighting them if this was a Zero Any mission category. Because in Zero Any mission, you don't actually pick up Zero Final. For whatever reason, I decided, you know, maybe I shouldn't pick up the arm capsule in the any % category. Okay, so here you might actually see Ostrich jump off screen. Yeah, so this is what I don't want to see in a run with him, because that kills time, because you can't hit him. Okay, Wire Sponge. Okay, I want to be careful here because if I don't hit him fast enough... Okay. Alright, so here is Wire Sponge's Desperation attack. Wait, is that gonna hit him? No, it's not. Oh no. But there we go. But yeah, once I kill Hornet, we'll be on to the Sigma fights. The Sigma fights is kind of interesting because unlike any boss in this game, Sigma takes a weird amount of damage from Zero's slash, and not just any slash, it's his air dash slash. Not his jump slash, his air dash slash. For some reason, that move does so much damage to him that you only need to hit him 4 times. As you will see right here. One, 2, 3, 4. I don't know why he takes so much damage from that. Oh yeah, so quick warning, there is a lot of flashing in this fight. Also, I forgot to do this menuing earlier, but Sigma likes to flash the screen a lot when he gets hit. And this is why we pick up the Ultimate Buster, because the only way to actually hurt him in this phase is to have X's Charge Shot. But because we don't play with Charge Shot enabled, we need to buy the Ultimate Buster. Oh, please don't jump on me. Nice. and time. There you go. So that is Megaman Xtreme 2.
Cool. So thank you very much for that. That final time therefore was 37:26.97, which is all right to be fair. Pretty good. Pretty good. Right, have we had any new donations in since the last one? I don't believe so. No, we haven't. So yeah, just a quick reminder for everybody. We are hosting this as a charity event for Everyone Can. If you would like to donate, if you click on the Everyone Can logo in the panels below, or I'll share the link as well in the chat for you all for convenience. If you do go to that link, that will take you to the Tiltify page for InstaSpeedathon 2021, and all proceeds to that will go direct to Everyone Can as well. We have a few incentives and stuff there as well. You can donate to as well, but all the proceeds to that go direct to Everyone Can. They're a fantastic charity based in Manchester, in the north of England, and they have a gaming centre and they help disabled kids get into gaming. We are now 5 followers away from 100 followers on the Twitch channel as well. So if you are watching and you really like InstaSpeedathon and would like to help out with just, making us to allow us to showcase us more runs and help us out a little bit, so whatchamacallit, if you can follow, then that would be absolutely fantastic. It doesn't cost anything, literally just a button on the bottom of the page. But if we can get to 100 followers, that would be absolutely fantastic, and every little helps. Ice Cold Killer puts in the chat, psst, donate to Halo. But yeah, have you got any final words?
Yeah, so anyone, wanting to pick up this game just to play, maybe even try out a speedrun, you can always find us on the Megaman X leaderboards Discord, in the handheld section. I'm always there if you ever need help. There are other members in this community that, also run the game and are very willing to help too. But yeah.
There.
Thanks for having me.
You are most welcome. Thank you very much for taking part. And that is the end of that. We're going to go up to the interval now just to say our final goodbyes before the tea break, and then we'll get everything sorted from there. So thank you very much for running, and we'll see you soon.